Let's go. Yeah. When you're feeling down and you're out, like you got nothing but doubt. You're
Hello, everyone! Why is the thing not showing up? I don't know why the pregame overlay is not showing up. We appear to be running into some technical issues today. Alright, give me 1 second. We're gonna see if I can't just quickly fix this. Cool. Easy enough. How is everyone doing today? Welcome, Majesty 007, Ewok Thor, 8-bit output. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I'm excited. I honestly feel like this is an underrated series, so thank you all for joining me. Let me just let them know that we're ready. And we're gonna jump right into this. No hesitation. I'm very excited. Like I said, I feel like this is going to be a criminally underrated series. But we're gonna jump right into it. So, welcome everybody to a Div A match. As I said many times already, I am excited for this. So, Wimzie House won the coin flip, decided to go to first pick. As such, PSISTORM banned out Brex's Holdout and Sky Temple. In response, Wimzie House banned out Tomb of the Spider Queen and Alterac Pass, leaving PSISTORM to take us to Towers of Doom. Overall, pretty solid start to the series, honestly. Gen M, I will have to check that out. Thank you very much, Majesty 007, and welcome. I will get to any more alerts after the match, so thank you all very much for joining me today, though. Let me change my things. Apparently things were not set up properly, so I am in slight panic mode at the moment. Alright, there we go. So, for the draft, we have a Probius ban. Very unusual, unless, of course, you played with me a few seasons back. We also have a Brightwing ban, pretty typical for Towers of Doom, and a Hogger ban. I feel like both those are targeted. I don't know these teams well enough to know for sure, but I feel like they're targeted. Anduin ban, so pretty standard healer squeeze going on right now. Very curious to see how things will go. I will very quickly create a prediction. And a Dahaka is our first pick. PSISTORM. Let's see if I spell this right. And we'll make it a, let's go with 2-minute prediction. There we go. Prediction is going. And so Junkrat Sylvanas, the DPS, are locked in early. Sorry again for the disorganization. I'm usually better than this. But we are having some technical issues. I had to stabilize the stream as it was going on because for some reason it was flickering. But we seem to be good now, and so I will work with that. Diablo Zagara! So we've got quite the Zerg team going on Wimzie's house? Someone tell me how to pronounce that, please. We got quite the Zerg run on that side. And Diablo Zagara seems a little counter-synergistic, aside from potentially a Maw APOC. We might see that. Let's Stukov ban. Makes sense, makes sense. Get rid of even more Zerg off the battlefield. As well as continue the healer squeeze. Little curious that they didn't pick up a healer early if they're trying to squeeze out all the healers. Gotta see a healer pick here, otherwise they're basically just squeezing themselves. And... who is it? Johanna? Rhaegar. Okay. Wonder if we see Bloodlust here. We've got quite a few predictions already coming in. It looks like our chat is favoring Wimzie's house, at least for game 1 here. Wimzie's house. It's MZ, not ZM. Wimzie. Zeratul and Lucio. Oh, I forget what the phrase that my friend usually does with Lucio. Something boostio. Got a bunch of first-time chatters. Welcome, everybody. I really don't know what we see here. It's gotta be a double soaker. Blaze. I don't like Blaze. I know he's considered meta. I really don't like Blaze, I'll be honest. I feel like other offlaners do his job better. The only thing he really brings is bunker. Maybe this div's high enough for everyone to be cognizant and play well with the bunker. But 9 times out of 10, when I see it outside of actual professional matches, Blaze just does what I feel like someone else could do better. We'll have to see. If I have an admin around, go ahead and throw up a actual poll, not a prediction, about Blaze, because I'm a little curious. Either way, let's get into it. Are we the ones loading slow? We're probably the ones loading slow. Something is slowing down the loading process. There we go. Alrighty.
Heroes.
Welcome to game number 1 of PSISTORM Dragoons versus Wimzie house. Someone's house. On the left side here, we have PSISTORM Dragoons with Senpai on Rhaegar, Chaos Pigeon on Johanna, Gambling on Junkrat, Bramble on Blaze, and the Red Rook on Sylvanas. As for the right side here, we have Mr. Christie on Diablo, Irby on Lucio, Balthy on the Zeratul, John Bunyan on the Zagara, and who am I missing? Ray Zakin getting the tongue immediately on Blaze. Oh, Blaze takes a lot of damage right there. That is gonna hurt him in the double soaking department. That was a very solid early tongue. Very, very solid early tongue. You know, immediate rotation into the bot lane here. Feel like Tahak is a little weaker on the double soak in the early stages here. Let's see. Clear does definitely them in the advantage of our left team PSISTORM here. A little bit faster, probably just because of the range. I feel like the offlane meta is... oh! Thought we were going to see an invade there. I heard a slam. Feel like the offlane meta is the Haka Leo Blaze. And so I have heard. Like I said, I feel like Blaze is overrated in these non-professional divisions. Lots and lots of early siege. This is not boding well for the early stages of Wimzie's house. Someone please tell me how to pronounce that. Meanwhile, we do not see the double soak from either offlaner currently. This is so much siege going on right now, and there is not really an answer coming out from Wimzie's house going on. Damage onto the Zagara. She's probably not in danger. Dibbles is probably fine as well, but still just so much damage going out in the early stages of this game, both onto heroes as well as structures. This is going to lead to quite the snowball. And first objective is announced. Dibbles is probably in danger here, does not have a whole lot of health. Good charge onto the Rhaegar, who is a little out of position, but it's not Wimzie. That's what I keep thinking, but it's like, I'm not sure. Either way, with the Diablo and the Lucio down, this is probably a double cap for the side of PSISTORM, who are immediately putting pressure on this map, and we can clearly see why they chose it. They are very comfortable here, and they are going to keep that aggression going most likely. So we do see the off-lane Gentleman's Cap. This structure is so low. This does not bode well at all. To be fair, I'm pretty sure... Oh, big flip! And the Rhaegar goes down just a little too aggressive. But as I was just about to say, I'm pretty sure that this is a Wombo Combo post 10 team. And to be fair, early objectives on this map do not mean a whole lot if you can consistently win the later objectives. Little bit of aggression coming out from Wimzie's house. Does not look like they're going to stick with the invade, though. They're trying to gank Blaze, who's just fine. Sir Bramble up there is having the time of his life. Speaking of invade, though, the invade attempt does come out, but the camp is already down. Dibbles popping that soul shield. Does not have a whole lot of health to his name anymore. Yeah, he's probably fine, half health. We've got a lot of people voting for Wimzie's house going on right now. We've got to have a few fans of PSISTORM. Top 2 objectives will be going on in the next 20 seconds or so. Structure does go down, allowing for even more aggression from PSISTORM. They've got to keep up this momentum. And it looks like they are completely content doing just that. We might see a gentleman's trade. I don't see a way that PSISTORM here can poke out the right objective here.
Activate them now.
And yep, it looks like we've got ourselves a gentleman's trade, which is in favor of PSISTORM thanks to that bottom structure. Now, with this bottom structure down, there's only one way into the middle bot area, aside from going into a completely different lane and showing your approach. This gives them a whole bunch of vision advantage, as well as a whole lot of siege advantage, having 2 camps that they can push into the core. Does, however, look like they're not going to let Blaze do his Devil Soak thing, especially with 10's advantage going out in favor of Wimzie. Bunker does go out, and he does manage to walk away with only a few hundred health to his name. They still have 10's advantage if they want to try and do something, but it does not look like Wimzie is okay providing the fight. Oh, the prediction was already made, but thank you, Vayne. The poll was for something else I was asking for. But thanks! This really does put Wimzie in a difficult position. They do have 10's now, if they want to try and do something. But it looks like they're going to try, yet again, to gank the Blaze. He's being a little aggressive, but the DPS is not in range to back them up. I'm not entirely sure what the plan is here. This seems like a very scattered series of events going on. Big stun from Bramble. Does not have a whole lot of help to his name yet again. Bunker goes down, and the tongue will secure the kill. Meanwhile, Zagara gonna just try and keep poking, and not successfully. Freaking close, though. And the rest of PSISTORMs will back up. You're scaling. You're scaling. Yep, that's exactly what's going on. Lots of damage going out onto Wimzie at the moment. I don't know why I keep defaulting to something that's not their name. Big Wailing Arrow does secure the Diablo, and burning all but 25 of those souls, and providing another 3 shots onto core. Wimzie has a lot of ground to make up here. Does look like the poll is in favor of PSISTORM, though. Interesting. The prediction was in favor of Wimzie, and the poll is in favor of PSISTORM. So now we have the tools and the talent. Thank you, Vade! This is the right call from Wimzie's side, assuming they can get a kill. They need to get a kill, and they need to stop these camps. But they are taking so much damage here, as is Johanna. Big Ancestral to keep her in the fight. She's not doing too well for mana, though. Not overly important yet, but should be shortly. Offlaners just trying to do what they can. Dahaka doing a little bit of a flanking maneuver here. Tongue does not find a target. This is probably another objective for PSISTORM, but Wimzie is not going to let them have it for free. Lots of aggression coming out, and the Rhaegar goes kaboom! As does the Lucio somewhere in that mess. Diablo goes down as well. Lots of pings onto the Devouring Maw, but no one to follow it up as Zeratul goes down, as well as Zagara, and Dahaka just embarrassingly walking away. You do have a point, Ektar. But gambling is fun. And thus I allow people to gamble. That's fair, Ektar. I'll provide more time. Actually, now that I have a mod that actually knows how to do things, I will let him set it up. Aha! The advantages of teamwork! Anyway, it does look like Wimzie is going to try and get a little bit more aggression and trying desperately to retake this tower. With so much ground to take back, they've got their work cut out for them. This is a triple shrine phase, but unfortunately they really can't afford to let the enemy team get even one of these shrines. Especially if this camp gets through, which it still very well could. Diablo losing half his health already. Shrines have been announced a little bit ago. Dahaka trying to flank, but losing pretty much all his health and popping the essence. Camp does go down. Dahaka Z probably available to try and assist in the top lane here. But instead someone else is going to poke out the blaze, but Junkrat's going to pick out bottom here. That is going to be probably a dead blaze. Bunker goes down yet again to try and save himself. Dahaka trying to steal the enemy objective here. Does not have a whole lot of health to his name. Probably not a whole lot of essence either. Good tongue, unfortunately bad target. And there goes the lightning breath. And the ancestral. I heard the Riptire. I did not see it. I'm assuming it did not find a target. Big Wailing Arrow silencing the entirety of Wimzie, and they all keep falling one at a time, and Lucio, desperately trying to run for his life, is gonna get poked out, and the GGs are called. If you'd be so kind, Vayne, declare our winner as PSISTORM Dragoon takes game number 1. Beautiful. That was snowballing incarnate for sure. There we go, summary. Like, that was the epitome of snowball. That wailing arrow was sick, though. Like, I'm not sure how they managed to nail so many awesome wailing arrows, but they had some sick plays. I will very quickly go through what has happened after pausing the stream. So, for game number 1, PSISTORM Dragons was victorious. Let's go back to the beginning, though. So, Wimzie did win the coin flip and decided to take first pick, leading to PSISTORM Dragoons to ban out Braxis Holdout, Sky Temple, and Wimzie to ban out Tomb of the Spider Queen and Alterac Pass. PSISTORM Dragoons then decides to take us to Towers of Doom, where they absolutely were victorious. And Wimzie was like, that's enough of you guys picking the map, and decides to take us to Battlefield of Eternity. Now everyone's telling me to hydrate. Thank you. I have a full water bottle now. Thank you. It speaks. My water bottle speaks. It's quite rude. Anyway, let us look at the draft here as it is going on. So again, we've got a bit of a healer choke coming out from PSISTORM Dragoons. Now, the question is, do they pick a healer early, or are they just going to try and choke themselves out again? Speaking of choking, we've got a tank choke coming out from Wimzie and the instant pick Vala. Does make sense though. Vala is very strong in general, and especially on this map. Very curious what the response is here. 2 strong tanks and 2 strong healers are out. Rhaegar does get picked up very early here. Another one who I kind of feel like is a little over... Ewok Thor now telling you to hydrate too. My word. Sylvanas, another strong pick. Lots of strong picks to this map. Like, honestly, Rhaegar is sick on this map just for the sheer amount of race potential he brings. Hogger, I don't know if I like Hogger on this map. That model is missing. We just got in a draft. I'm not going to refill it in the middle of a draft. Vayne, if you could make the prediction and give it like 2-minute duration or something, that should give us enough time. An Uther ban, a little unusual. I don't really see a good Divine Shield target, unless they're just worried about the CC train, which would make sense. Tune and Breath, thank you very much for the follow. Not sure what we see banned out here. Another, not a healer, because healer choking would only hurt themselves at this point. Murden. Wait, we've got the choking backwards, guys. The PSISTORM chokes out the healers, and Wimzie, you guys choke out the tanks. You have that backwards. Never mind. Curious what else we see here, because tanks are very limited right now. I can't really think of any other tank they might want. Ming makes sense, and Varian. So it looks like we're going to be looking at a blow-up comp, but there's not really follow-up CC. So maybe not a blow-up pick comp. Who's on the Varian? You are. you have failed me yet again, Vayne. I will be very quick, as the draft is ongoing. So, Lucio and Junkrat. Creep and 3, 4, 5. And we'll give it 2 units. That should work. Ta-da! Prediction is up. A Thrall? Huh. Little bit of a squishy team on the side of Wimzie, if I do say so myself. Not sure I'm a big fan of it, honestly. But we will see how it plays out for them. Played by... Who's playing Thrall? Okay, cool. Cool. I still feel like this is going to be a solid match. Alright. Let's go ahead and display the pop-ups. So, for the left team, we have PSISTORM Dragoon with the Red Rook on Junkrat, Senpai on Lucio, Gambling on Vala, Chaos Pigeon on Nubarak, and Bramble on Hogger. As for the right side, we have John Bunyan on Liming, Irby on Rhaegar, Mr. Christie on Varian, Balthy on Salvatus, and Rezekin on the Thrall. Let me take a sip of water before the mid-fight. There we go. Prediction's a lot closer this time around, but does look like it's in favor of a clean sweep. Music's not turning back on with the hotkey. I'm just going to change that quick. There we go. I don't know why the hotkey isn't working anymore for music. Oh, instant siege yet again. Oh no, Sylvanas does get pushed out. Doesn't Banshee Wave back though, just decides to mount up and go the long way. Never mind, just right back into the fray. Sidewall does go down. Not a ton of aggression, which does kind of make sense. Varian's not exactly a full hero at this time. Let's go ahead and look at the top lane, where Hogger is taking a lot of damage in this top lane here. Should be able to keep himself up just as easily as Thrall, just not as bursty as Thrall. We do have a play for this mid-camp. PSISTORM does not like waiting for their aggression at all. Little slow on the camp. They're not going to miss any soak, but they are going to take a little bit of free structure damage. Senpai a little aggressive, but there's no initial CC to lock him down, at least yet. Mr. Christie trying to run. Cleanse does go out, trying to save him. And the bomb does not find a target. And the aggression continues with a Nubarak punching the sidewall here. Trying to get some damage onto Mr. Christie, but it does not look like he's going to go down easy. PSISTORM will back up to go to their Bruiser camp. This is about the right time. They're probably going to be a little fast on it. Guessing they're just going to hold it. But without this front wall here, that camp becomes even more threatening. So yeah, no, you really want that done at 245, but that's nitpicking. That is hardcore nitpicking. The reason is because it comes in behind this wave, and you kind of want it to come in behind the wave. The aggression does continue on the side of PSISTORM Dragoons. They will not take this sitting down. Varian's in a little bit of danger here. Should be... never mind. There are a few abilities that I did not see go... that I thought I saw go out that did not go out. Does look like the race will be in favor of PSISTORM. Damage onto the Thrall here. Should be able to walk out. No damage really... no damage dealers on him. And with the halftime show completing, we are likely going to see a PSISTORM Immortal. However, Wimzie not going to take it laying down, and Senpai goes kaboom without much hesitation. Bramble in a little bit of danger. However, the race that is provided by PSISTORM is at a pretty significant range. Li Ming is going to try and race, but this is a lot of ground to make up. However, should be able to happen, as unfortunately Bramble does not go down. Chaos Pigeon might, though. Airbee does not have mana to speak of. Not going to be able to help Thrall heal up. And instead, they're just going to give this Immortal, trying to deal as much damage to the shield as possible. Probably the right call, as they are more or less out of resources. However, this will be going top. Bottom was cleared up. Camp was not... John with the follow-up? Yeah. Yeah, no, that Ming burst is no joke. We are seeing a totem build Rhaegar, though, so that's going to pseudo-root after the pseudo-root followed by taunt. So there's a decent amount of high slows available to the side of Wimzie. This Immortal shouldn't get too much value. It might get the fort. It did have a pretty significant shield. Does not look like Wimzie is wanting to be aggressive here. Instead, just trying to clear as best they can. Varian in a little bit of danger. Taunt does go out onto Chaos Pigeon, who takes a lot of damage, is more or less out of this fight at this point. Varian in a little bit of danger, does get zoned by the Immortal, but should be okay. Maybe not. And he does go down. But trading tank for tank, and Li Ming obviously getting her resets, means that that is a favorable trade for the side of Wimzie. Unfortunately, they were not able to chain that into another kill. And Thrall is just controlling the bot lane, having the time of his life. Augur is just not able to deal with the amount of burst healing Thrall has at his disposal. Top camp was picked up, but should be able to be cleared pretty easy. Bramble being a little aggressive here. Unfortunately, Wimzie was just a little too behind in order to punish that behavior. Not sure they could have moved any faster, to be fair. That is a double blue camp coming out right now. And the aggression continues with Sylvanas top lane. This is a 4v5 in defense of a fort with 10's advantage for the side of PSISTORM. That is 2 forts down and 10 advantage for the side of PSISTORM. This is not the position Wimzie wants to be in here. One thing I did not have the time to mention earlier in this, big taunt onto Bramble. Unfortunately, everyone was just a little too far away to follow it up. And the camp was stolen by PSISTORM here. Should be cleared up in a matter of seconds, though. And Vala will immediately try and begin racing here. Taunt should be available. Taunt is available. just a matter of picking a target. Taunt does go out. The Lee abilities do fly out and not finding their target. Airbee is instead the one taking a lot of damage. Silencing Arrow comes out. Chaos Pigeon goes down before the Ancestral hits. Bramble in a bit of danger will decide to jump out, but the entire time team of Wimzie is in a bit of danger, being forced to back up. Their Immortal is also pretty low here. Vala does not have a whole lot of mana, but it does not matter, as the Immortal will be dropping very quickly with the help of their entire team. Wimzie tries to re-engage. Lots of damage going out onto Bramble here, and he does go down. Full shield Immortal, though. And they did not take out one of the high siegers. Unfortunately, Wimzie is winning these fights just a little too late. If they can speed that up and get those picks a little earlier, they will be fairly well off. Mr. Christie, though, in a bit of a pickle. Should be okay, though. Just kind of walking away. Sylvanas using her E to disengage. But this entire time, the Immortal has been walking up to the structure fairly uncontested. Meaning this is almost definitely a front wall. I don't think it'll be a keep, though. I feel like it's a little early. Mr. Christie is getting CC comboed. Protected does keep him afloat just long enough to receive a heal from Rhaegar, who is now Sorry guys, we are still having some issues with the stability of the stream. Should be okay though. That bomb almost killing Mr. Christie. Thrall in a little bit of danger, does pop his Earthquake. I don't see a world in which he gets out of that. Keep did not go down, though. Since we actually have a little bit of downtime in this game, let's go ahead and look at some of the talents. So we do have a Locust Swarm Anubarak, meaning he's going to be significantly harder to kill with poke. Riptire, as we've seen, High Five, Hortipulp, Rain of Vengeance, pretty standard across the board aside from the Anubarak. It is a Beetle build Anubarak. Meanwhile, on the right side here, we've got Rolling Thunder. Makes a bit of sense. I still like Echo, but if you have a hard time stacking Echo, lots of damage onto Bramble, and does get blown up by the orb. It is a Missiles build Ming. Not typical with a blow-up comp. Unfortunately, Augur will be up shortly, and I don't see a major fight that Wimzie can bring aside from this invade, which I don't think they're going to be in time for, and they are! Lots of damage does go out onto the point. It does get picked up by PSISTORM. Ancestral going out onto, did not see who that was. Mr. Christie in a bit of danger, as is Bathy, who does go down. Mr. Christie staying afloat, and the Riptire does not go kaboom. It instead goes squish. However, this is a fair amount of siege damage going out onto this keep, and it will likely fall before anyone can respond. And Thrall going down. Unfortunately, his team just a little too far to follow him up. Things do go out to steal the camp. This is going to be a fair amount of macro pressure that needs to be dealt with. Unfortunately, this means the Immortal will likely go in favor of PSISTORM, meaning Wimzie does not really have a solid play at this point. It's that early aggression from PSISTORM. Anyone who's scouting out PSISTORM here, you've got to answer that early aggression and shut it down, or they will take your money and run. And unfortunately, Wimzie just not able to answer that early aggression. Puts him in a very awkward position, Varian trying to stay afloat, probably not going to be able to, and he does go down. 16 advantage for PSISTORM during this push. It's going to take a minor miracle for Wimzie to pull this out. Unfortunately, Ray, trying to make that happen, needs a bit of help. Help not going to be available, though. Yeah, this is a lot of siege damage coming out. With Varian and Thrall down, there's not a whole lot Wimzie can do aside from just giving the keep, stalling for time, and just hoping the team regroups in time and the enemy team makes a mistake. This is not a ideal situation for a game 2. They might, with Hortipal going out and not finding a kill, that actually was probably a pretty significant play. That does make it so Wimzie has a chance. They've got to kill this Immortal, though, and they can't lose anyone. Damage does go out onto the Rhaegar, but he should be able to keep safe out of range. Unfortunately, though, the core is not safely out of range, as it does go down, securing Game 2 for PSISTORM Dragoons. You know, that... Honestly, both teams performed about the same. It's just that early aggression that was able to get snowballed. Like, that is a very difficult position for anyone. Yeah, I don't know why the music's not working. I'm gonna go ahead and see about getting us an interview here. Looks like the stream just got the win. So, PSISTORM sweep. There we go. Not seeing anything about an interview yet.